comes down to this. 10 years in the making. The final day of the Open. A moment with one ultimate goal. Gold and glory. All week long, we've witnessed heart-pounding rallies, jaw-dropping shots, and matchups that amaze. And now, championship court awaits the very best. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Get ready. This is the Franklin US Open Pickleball Championships.
Beautiful Saturday afternoon in Naples, Florida. Championship Saturday at the 2026 Franklin US Open Pickleball Championships. Dave Benz, Chad Edwards, and our fantastic crew. Happy to be with you on this Saturday, and we've reached the gold medal match in the men's singles, and Dustin Boyer trying to make a name for himself by winning gold here against Jay Devilliers. And Dustin, the kind of player you talked about it earlier in the week, when he's on, he can be really tough, but sometimes it's tough for him to find his true on switch.
I mean, Dusty Boyer has probably the biggest serve and biggest forehand on the men's singles side. Where we've kind of seen him struggle at times is being able to close out a game and close out a match. So he's going to have to be on against Jay Devilliers.
Jay Devilliers arrived here on Friday, still alive with a chance for a triple crown, but ends up losing in the semis of men's doubles, so doesn't have a chance for that. But going home with a men's singles title would sound pretty good from his perspective.
Yeah, still alive for 2 golds, but Jay Devilliers, he's always solid on the singles court. Does a great job taking control once he gets up to that kitchen line. Great cat and mouse game as well. So, again, it's going to come down to whoever plays the cleanest pickleball right here. If Boyer is on and that serve and forehand are working, he's really going to give Devilliers a tough time. But if Devilliers can take control of that kitchen line, move that ball around, he's got a chance as well.
All right, here we go. Devilliers will start in the far court with the serve. Boyer coming into this draw as the 9 seed. Devilliers as the 3 seed.
0-0.
Devilliers.
Devilliers read it. He just got a little too excited. Got too big on that take back on the forehand.
So I'd like to say he gave away a souvenir, but you got to give the ball back.
There's that big serve from Boyer. Kicks up a little bit there on Devilliers.
1-0.
Boyer misses. Trying to push it past Devilliers' forehand.
Yeah, that ball died a little bit off the paddle of Devilliers as well. Boyer
0-1.
a little bit late getting that.
Devilliers got too much on it. It was impressive just to get there.
That's a perfect return from Boyer deep into the corner to the backhand of Devilliers.
1-0.
Devilliers unfriendly net cord. Boyer jumps out to the early 2-0 advantage.
Boyer
2-0.
had a battle in that semifinal against Ronan Cameron. Faced a few match points down.
Oh, what a shot by Devilliers, the winner down the line.
Yeah, great read there by Devilliers. Much shorter on this forehand, quick with the footwork. Boyer giving a little double take there. Devilliers, that ball went past him.
Misses wide.
Side out.
Send the side out back over to Boyer.
2-0. Point.
If you're Devilliers, you don't want to be giving away those free points with the missed returns. They are very, very costly. I mean, they're costly at any time, but in singles.
3-0.
more so.
Boyer gives one back.
Zero, three. Side out.
Bit of frustration there for Devilliers, missing that serve deep.
He's not been able to get anything going.
3-0.
Great little drop shot there by Devilliers.
A great touch there from Devilliers. Boyer doubled up on that forehand side. He was hoping that he'd get Devilliers leaning back to the middle.
And Devilliers finally on the board here.
That's a ball Boyer wants right there. You saw that kind of fake charge, drop back to the baseline. He's looking for that backhand roll.
Devilliers just misses wide.
A very different game on the women's singles and men's singles side, although we are seeing the women's singles become much more of a kitchen game. In the men's singles, you're pretty much looking to come straight forward up to that kitchen off the return.
Devilliers got up to the kitchen, but didn't have enough room to go back and get that one from Boyer.
4-1.
For the first time in this match, we've had points on consecutive serves.
It's a big serve there from Boyer, just catching the baseline.
So timeout being taken by Devilliers at 5-1 here in the first. Good look at Dusty Boyer, who's opened up a 5-1 lead here in the first. Boyer, an accomplished tennis player in high school out of the state of Minnesota before playing collegiately in Nebraska.
Just got a little rotational there on that forehand from Boyer. It came off flat, didn't get the shape he was looking for. Had that opening for the passing shot. Yeah, Boyer holds a few records in high school.
Great winner there by Devilliers.
Nice and calm, lets the paddle do most of the work right there. Boyer shading to that forehand side.
Couple of nice shots by Devilliers, but Boyer having an answer for all of them so far. And then Devilliers into the net.
Side out.
Yeah, Devilliers had Boyer stretched out right there, but the key for Boyer was able to get one of those balls below the net, buys him some time to recover.
5-2.
He rushed it again.
Side out.
That's a well-played shot by Boyer, and Devilliers was leaning the wrong way.
Yeah, big slap forehand there from Boyer. Boyer did a good job reading each of those balls from Devilliers. Didn't overcommit one way or the other.
5-2.
Devilliers was hoping to catch up to it to maybe try an ATP, but that ball just kept going away from him.
Yeah, hit the court and just skipped on through. Excellent roll there off of the backhand of Boyer. Quick acceleration with that left hand. Tries for it again, just didn't have the body position that he was looking for. A little bit overextended there. The ball got a little too far away from the body.
Well, Devilliers doing a good job of limiting any kind of extensive run, but he needs to figure out a way to put together some consecutive points. And that's not going to help.
Well, Devilliers missed a couple of serves, missed some returns.
6-2.
Devilliers lays off, and it's a good decision.
Yeah, it's a good leave there from Devilliers. That forehand a little flat from Boyer. Boyer adding a little extra pace there.
2-6.
Boyer just misses.
Well, Devilliers is still in with a chance here. If he can keep chipping away at this Boyer lead.
3-6.
He's not put together points on consecutive serves yet. He's had 14 serves to come up with his 3 points. Not that Boyer's scoring efficiency has been that much higher.
6-3.
That's the forehand Boyer wants right there. The return from Devilliers sat up. Good footwork from Boyer.
7-3.
Oh, great touch. Boyer steps up, takes that one out of the air, rolls it.
Yeah, I was kind of going to say, I think Devilliers might have been thinking he was going to get it off the bounce, and he took it out of the air, and Devilliers had a tougher time reacting. Jay's going to take a timeout here at 8-3 in game 1. Dusty Boyer, 3 points away here from going up a game.
Server 2. I'm in. 8-3. Side out.
Boyer a little bit too much on that serve. If Devilliers is going to make a run, it's go time here.
Yeah, he's got to string a couple together. 1 point at a time isn't going to get enough done.
Oh, not enough room for him to be able to pull off that ATP.
Side out.
Oh, I think Boyer thought that return was going to go out right there. He kind of gave up on it and then just flicked the wrists on that backhand.
All right, Devilliers. Journey of 1,000 miles.
4-8.
It's more like 100 miles.
But again, Devilliers not able to string points together. Boyer gets one here. It's going to be very, very tough for Devilliers to answer and try and close this gap.
Boyer has not gone consecutive service opportunities in this game without coming up with at least 1 point.
Perfect passing shot there by Boyer. Holds it, waits for Devilliers to stand his ground. Devilliers anticipating that cross-court shot. And Boyer, perfect inside in down the line.
9-4.
Boyer lays off, and we are at game point.
Point.
Yeah, you wonder if the week is kind of catching up to Devilliers here.
10-4.
Doesn't look like he's got a whole lot left in the tank.
And he'll get another chance.
Side out.
Keeps going over to wipe off the handle of the paddle, and I thought he was doing that to kind of break the momentum, but now I'm thinking it's really loose on him because he's going over there every time.
Oh yeah, I'm standing up in the booth with a towel and sweat dripping off me, and I'm not even moving. So, yeah, it's certainly humid down there on the court.
10-4.
Game point number 2. There will not be a third.
Game 11-4. Timeout. Change.
11-4, Boyer. Devilliers made him work as the scoring was certainly spread out, but in the end, it is Boyer breaking through.
Yeah, great performance here from Boyer in game 1. Found the rhythm down the end. He's got to be tough in game number 2.
Dusty Boyer now calls Bradenton, Florida home. Takes game 1, 11-4, and he's a game away from being a US Open gold medalist.
Oh, he overran it. Late decision there from Boyer to try and go cross court. I think he was thinking going down the line first. But interesting, after game 1 right there, Boyer didn't even go to the bench. Just grabbed his towel, went onto that side of the court. He wants to keep this rhythm going.
Finally, Devilliers able to get to one for an ATP.
Look for that to try and pump Devilliers up. Wasn't able to string back-to-back points together in game 1. Needs to try and put a little bit more pressure on Boyer here in game 2.
Well, there you go. Back-to-back points for him for the first time.
Gimme there with the missed return from Boyer. You know, Mendez and Stewart were looking down at the court in their singles match as well. Boyer's looked down a couple of times. And almost wondering if the humidity right now is making those balls kind of slide through the court a little bit more.
Well, and we did see in the women's final, we saw at one point where Mendez did slide, and it is slick, it is humid, there's no doubt. Boyer, that great touch to be able to get the serve back.
Oh, that's a ripped backhand there. Early preparation. Perfect timing. Devilliers not doing enough with that return. Sat up. Wasn't even able to get up to the kitchen line before that one was past him.
1-2.
And just like that, Boyer has pulled even. You mentioned his
Point.
high school records in Minnesota. How good is he started in 7th grade playing varsity tennis? 170 and 13.
Yeah. I've tried to search over the years and see who it was those 13 losses were to. It's about a volley there from Jay Devilliers deep into the court. I think there's only one high school record that I've seen that was better than Boyer's, and that was Chris Hayworth. So I think he only lost 3 matches in high school.
I wonder, out of the 13, how many were when he was playing as a 7th and 8th grader?
Probably. Perfect angle there from Boyer. Using that reach.
And now Boyer will get the serve back with a chance to take the lead for the first time in this second game.
Devilliers trying to roll that one, but no such luck.
Point.
Those were the issues for Devilliers in game 1. I believe he gave away 3 free points on those missed returns.
3-2.
That one just comes down in the corner.
Side out.
Boyer trying to slap that forehand.
3.
Great two-handed backhand with touch there from Boyer as
Side out.
Devilliers was leaning the other way.
That's all about the footwork there from Boyer as well. Devilliers trying to keep that ball down, but because that roll had so much height on it, just sat up.
3, 2.
Boyer got behind it quickly, got himself in position. There's that slap forehand that Boyer wanted the previous serve.
Boyer just misses.
Side out.
Well, we have a minute. Thanks some of our fantastic sponsors this year, especially
2,
Franklin
4.
coming on board as the title sponsor. The Franklin X40 continues to be the ball of choice for the US Open Pickleball Championships. Devilliers unable to do anything. He's gone now 4 straight serves without coming up with a point.
Well, he put his hands on his hips and looked over at his bench like, what can I do right here?
Also, Zing Zang, great sponsor as they continue to be the naming sponsor for the championship court.
4, 2.
Boyer.
We'll get a timeout here from Devilliers. Yeah, Devilliers is just not able to put enough on any of these balls to really put any pressure on Boyer. Boyer is now going for that serve, creating that shorter return, and really going after those third shots.
We'll take a break. It is right now 5-2 in game 2. Back in Naples, Jay Devilliers, first of 2 timeouts. And a little bit of a uniform change for Jay. Hoping it'll change the fortunes here. Ooh, that just caught the line, but Boyer says, all right, I'll just put it on the other side.
I mean, from my angle right here, it looked like it was a little wide. Boyer generous with it, but creates an even better angle going back behind Devilliers.
And you almost wonder if Jay lost just a microsecond because he was waiting for it to be called out.
6, 2.
Net unfriendly. Boyer's reeled off 3 straight to go up 7-2.
Yeah, Boyer really finding that rhythm now, and again, Devilliers just not able to put enough on any of his shots to really put pressure on Boyer.
7, 2.
That's pretty good.
Well, again, though, you're hitting that return that's just sitting up in the middle of the court. Boyer has plenty of time to see where Devilliers is on the court, and then hits that clean passing shot. Another quick timeout here from Devilliers.
8-2 in the second. Dusty Boyer 3 points away from his first ever US Open Pickleball Championships medal, and trying to make it a gold on top of it. But we'll have to wait.
Boyer going with the shadow swing after that one. Basically hugged himself. He was so quick with that finish. Devilliers trying to go with the come on, get himself and the crowd fired up behind him.
Oh, it does land in. I'm not sure. Devilliers, I didn't think he was even going to get to it. And then that thing actually had a chance, but.
Yeah, it's a great get here from Devilliers on the run. Decided to go cross court rather than around the post.
8-2.
So back to 8-2, make it 9-2. Boyer 2 points away.
Yeah, it's too good there from Boyer. Again, doesn't look pressured at all. Doubles up on the forehand side. Devilliers, all it took was one step back to the middle to get him off balance.
9-2.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Even Devilliers.
Devilliers is like, I'm going to slice this return right here. It's going away from Boyer, and Boyer on the run just flicks the forehand cross court for the winner.
and then he flicks the sign to tell Jamie Tart it's time to go. If you're a Ted Lasso fan.
10-2.
10-2 championship point. And misses wide. Oh no, that did come down. All right, that's it. 11-4, 11-2. Dusty Boyer, welcome to the Gold Medal Club in Naples, Florida. All right, back here in Naples, Florida, time to hand out some hardware, and we will begin with our silver medalist, Jay Devilliers. It's your first ever, hard to believe, US Open Pickleball Championships medal. I know it's not the one you wanted.
No, absolutely not, but credit to Dusty. He played unbelievable. I felt like it's not like I played bad. He just played really good. He was making a lot of balls, so credit to him. Congratulations, you played really well.
How hard was it under this humidity? I saw you going over and wiping off the handle between every single exchange.
Yeah, it's pretty humid. The ball is pretty slow, but like I said, like he was able to manage to hit that ball through better than I was, and yeah, it's just tough, but that's the condition, and again, credit to him.
You still got one more chance later today to leave with a gold.
Yes, that would be nice. At least I can get one out of the two.
All right, let's bring in Eva Welsher to give you the silver medal. Let's hear it for Jay Devilliers, your 2026 US Open Pickleball Championships silver medalist in men's singles. And now time to talk to the gold medalist. Dusty Boyer is your champion. Dusty, what does it mean to you? Your first ever medal here at the US Open as well, and you get a chance to go home with a gold.
Yeah, it's amazing. All the fans that come out here every day. It's been my favorite tournament so far. It's just so much energy. Even though I haven't been the crowd favorite yet, hopefully next year I will be. But it was fun to play with Jay. It's a little karma because he beat us in college tennis about 10 years ago. So a little payback from 10 years ago.
I love that history. So you talk about this tournament. What is your impression? What had you heard about it before coming here, and has it lived up to what you heard?
Yeah, I mean, I played it last year. I think it was the first time, and it just gets better every year. So it's really good to play out here to see all the levels and the amateurs, all the ages. I watched the juniors the other day, and that was really fun to watch as well. So it's fun for everybody.
And lastly, just tell me about the match with Jay. That first game, it felt like, you kind of had to battle. You weren't able to string anything together necessarily, but you kept chiseling and getting to 11. Game number 2 was a different story.
Yeah, I was just trying to be super aggressive because I knew if I wasn't and he would get into the long points that it would not be favoring for me because he's so long and he's good at the kitchen game, cat and mouse and stuff. So I was just trying to make the points pretty short, and I played good the whole time. So I thought I was going to slow down at some point, but I was just on fire today. So.
All right, you ready to get a gold medal?
I'm ready.
All right, let's bring it over. Eva Welsher ready with the gold medal for Dusty Boyer, the championship hat, and of course the championship prize money as well. And the Skechers footwear, all part of the deal as well. Let's hear it one more time. Dusty Boyer, your 2026 Franklin US Open men's singles champion. We're back with more coverage from Naples after this timeout. Back here in Naples, Florida, some of the highlights from this one as it took a little while for Dusty Boyer to be able to find his groove. Jay Devilliers didn't make it easy, but in the end, Boyer too much, and he is your men's singles champion. Let's take a look at some of the final numbers presented by Skechers. As you see the 11-4, 11-2 score, and Jay did not help himself with the 23 on forced errors.
No, 23 on forced errors, 4 outright winners really didn't do enough to put any pressure on Boyer. Boyer, even with the winners and unforced errors, and that just goes to show that the returns from Devilliers that was sitting up in the middle of the court just really didn't do anything to help his cause.